The therm switches itself off automatically if the trigger is not pressed for a period of 20 to 30 seconds. It starts up again when the trigger is pressed. The safety feature switches off the electricity entirely if the gun is not used for around 20 minutes. But don't worry, all you need to do is press the master switch. When you've finished work, pull the plug out of the socket. Turn off the water tap. Press the trigger of the gun until the pressure is released. Apply the safety catch and detach the water hose.
Activate the brakes. Connect water supply. There is a viewing window for oil level control next to the hand wheel. Now you can start to work as usual. Turn on the therm and clean. Connect the burner and select the temperature. If you want to work in the steam level, you must set the thermostat to over 100 degrees Celsius and reduce the pressure to below 30 bars. We will now show you how the ThermC is designed. Here is the black pressure switch for the burner start and stop, the safety valve for the heating coil, and the red pressure switch for motor start-stop. The screws for the water tank fixation are also under the lower casing. The drain screw for the water tank is located here. When the burner is switched on and the gun is closed, the oil pressure manometer shows full pressure. This is the so-called SP fuel pump. In the case of machines with Santec pump, the manometer shows full pressure when the solenoid valve is open. The control panel is new on the ThermC. You must loosen these screws to get the complete electric systems. Remember the screw under the thermostat. The arrangement of the components under the control panel is also new. Main switch, ignition on-off, excess temperature release, motor protection switch, motor contactor, thermostat, board on which these are found, fuse for ignition transformer left, on the right hand fuse for burner motor. And connections for photocell, float switch, flow monitor, red pressure switch for motor start-stop, black pressure switch for burner start-stop, and rotation thermostat. Here you will find the flow monitor, photocell and waste gas excess temperature release. First, dismount the safety valve for the heating coil. You have to loosen this screw on the red pressure switch and push from the rear to the front. Now you can remove it. Also remove the black pressure switch. Pull the detergent hose upward. Four screws hold the pump head. Now you can easily remove it. The pump seals can stay on the plungers. The motor is fixed to the lower side of the appliance by 4 screws. To remove the motor, loosen these screws. Remove this panel from the terminal box. Loosen all cables from the terminals. Now you can remove the motor. Here you see an optimally equipped workshop. Clear arrangement of the different tools, special tools, diagnostic equipment and measuring instruments. To make work easier, put the pump into a vise. We first remove the hand wheel with the regulation piston. Then the safety valve for the heating coil. The bypass valve with spring. O-ring and ball are located on the opposite side of the hand wheel. You must use a screwdriver to squeeze out the safety ring, and then a bent pointed plier is useful. Use a hammer and screwdriver to lift out the stainless steel seat, and then the O-ring. When you put the unit back together, make sure that the order is correct. O-ring and seat. Safety ring with the opening upward until it is in the stipulated position. Now ball and spring and locking screw. The spring is conically shaped. The side with the smaller diameter belongs onto the ball, and then the locking screw. For repairing the regulation piston, you must first screw off the hand wheel. Remove the closure cap. This is the only way you can get to the nut. Unscrew the hand wheel. Put needle bearing, washers and spring on one side. Now measure the set distance so as to be able to reach the maximum pressure set at the factory after putting the unit back together again. Now you can remove the counter nuts. Remove this dowel pin and pull out the regulation piston. Now you can replace worn seals. When putting together the pressure regulation, pay attention to how the parts belong together. Insert the dowel pin. Remember, you measured the distances between counter nuts before. Still, after installing, check the operating pressure and maximum pressure. Wear on the peak of the regulation piston indicates that the appliance was continuously in bypass mode due to a small nozzle or contamination to the seat and the ball. When putting the parts back together, make sure that the order of the pressure regulation is correct. Now, we remove the pressure switch for motor, start and stop. If seals wear in a very short period, this probably means that the pump sucks in air via the detergent valve, water supply or via worn high pressure sleeves or leaks to the hose, leading to regular switching on and off. Here you see the individual parts of this pressure switch in the right order. The high-pressure nozzle at the top of the lance may be dirty. This leads to bypass operation. You can use a paper clip, for example, to easily clean the high-pressure nozzle. All Krenzler high-pressure cleaners operate with 6 valves. Thus, you must check all 6 valves. They may be clogged or dirty. Loosen valve screw. Check green valve. We also use red ones and clean it if necessary. Compressed air is also suitable for cleaning valves and O-rings. You may have to repeat this procedure with all 6 valves. Remember to check O-rings for dirt or damages. Quick wear to O-rings can be attributed to cavitation. You can rinse the valve openings with water, like this. Put all valves back on and tightly screw them. If this does not help, you have to check the suction system for tightness. For this purpose, connect water supply directly to the pump. First remove the suction filter. Check seals, hose bendings and clamps. In the case of O and 5 series high pressure cleaners, you can connect the water supply directly to the pump. There are different connecting variations for various machine types. This is a possibility. This is the solution for Therm 870 and C series. Now, for Therm 870 and C series, clamp the 2 suction hoses so that suction is tight. If the detergent valve is closed and the detergent hose leaks, the detergent valve is not tight enough. Pull off the check valve first. To control or replace the detergent valve, you must remove this cap. Remove the knob. Now you can loosen the screws and pull up lining and turn it. You must now replace this O-ring or this one. When reassembling, make sure that the suction hose leading to the high pressure pump is connected to the side where the small O-ring sits. Now your high pressure cleaner should suck perfectly again. Floater may be dirty or defective. It is in the water box. There are 2 floater versions. This is the new version. Basically, both versions are interchangeable with some minor adaptations. You can take the floater apart for cleaning. Check for permeability of holes in the membrane. Here you will find the water filter. You may have to clean it or replace it. Check the water pressure. In some models, there is some filter in the water inlet. First, check the return body of the unloader for dirt or defective sites, here with the O and C series.